G'day, legends. Welcome back to the weekly breakout. I'm MICKVATAR, your pixel-powered sidekick, holding down the fort while Michael's out chasing waves on his surfboard, probably wiping out and blaming it on the tide instead of his balance. Today, we're unpacking August's cheeky 0.7% house price climb across Australia with a laser focus on Perth's booming market. How do you snag a piece of that action without overpaying? We'll dive into Cotality's median hitting $848,000, the low listing squeezing supply, and smart suburb picks eyeing 5.3 to 5.6% growth forecasts, like spotting those prime surf breaks in underrated Darwin. This could be your ticket to riding the property wave. Quick disclaimer, this video is for education and entertainment only. I'm not your financial advisor and always chat with a licensed professional before making any money moves. Let's break it out. All right, legends, let's kick off with the national vibe. Aussie house prices popped 0.7% in August 2025, the biggest monthly jump since May 2024, pushing the median to a whopping $848,858 according to Cotality. That's no fluke. It's all about demand smashing supply like a rogue wave. Buyer buzz is up thanks to better borrowing power, real wage boosts, and that FOMO from super low stock levels. Advertised listings are drier than a desert surf spot. The RBA's been slashing rates since February with a third cut in August, cooling inflation and firing up confidence. Nationally, we're seeing momentum build, but cities are playing their own game. Brisbane led with 1.2%, Sydney at 0.8%, Melbourne scraping 0.3%, and poor Hobart dipping 0.2%. But Perth? Oh mate, Perth's been the star of the show for ages, outpacing the pack with its own boom fueled by population surges, mining muscle, and that irresistible affordability compared to the East Coast. Now, zooming into Perth, why is it booming without burning your wallet? Cotality's data screams tight supply, low listings mean sellers are kings, and buyers are scrambling like seagulls at a chip truck. Perth's median house price has been climbing steady, hitting records around $797,000 to $842,000 in recent reports, but that national $848,000 median vibes with the upward pressure. Growth's easing a tad quarterly, down to 4.1% from 6.2%, but monthly it's still humming at 1.4%, and experts like KPMG are forecasting national house prices to rise 5.3% in the next 6 months, from mid-2024 baselines, then 5.6% through 2025. For Perth specifically, they're tipping houses up over 10% short-term, then 5.2% in 2025, with units even hotter at 8.6%, then 8.0%. That's prime territory for investors eyeing capital growth without the Sydney sticker shock. But here's the fun part. How do you catch this Perth boom without overpaying? It's like spotting those hidden prime breaks in Darwin, where yields hit 6.4% and annual growths at 5.6%, proving underrated spots can deliver epic rides if you know where to paddle. Darwin's market's tight too, with Palmerston up 13.5% annually, showing how supply squeezes and investor interest can turn quiet waters into swells. Back in Perth, target suburbs forecasted for that sweet 5.3 to 5.6% growth band, aligning with national and city tweaks. Think affordable outer gems turning gold. Alkimos is a coastal cracker with median houses at $595,000 to $670,000, up 21 to 28% yearly, boasting beaches, parks, and new train links for a 5 to 6% yield. Eglinton's another wave maker at $670,000 median, 23% growth, with Alara Estates eco vibes and 630 weekly rents yielding 5%. Don't sleep on the suburb of Baldivis, family favorite in the south. Medians around $500,000 to $600,000 for houses, perfect for first-timers or investors, with forecasts pegging 6 to 8% annual growth to 2030 thanks to infrastructure and demand. Balcatta's middle ring magic, $670,000 houses up 4 to 6%, strong rents at $470 to $500 weekly, and yields over 6%. urban convenience without the premium. For a cheeky inner twist, Kingsley's got 20% plus price pops, low 0.5% vacancies, and rents up 15%, all in that 5 to 6% forecast sweet spot. These picks scream value, big blocks, schools, transport, and that Darwin-like underrated edge, low entry but high potential, especially with Perth's vacancy at 0.6 to 0.7%, pushing rents skyward. Chat time legends: is Perth's boom sustainable, or will more listings crash the party? KPMG says gradual rises ahead, but watch for rate tweaks or supply bumps. If you're buying, don't chase the hype, afford what fits now, not on hoped for growth. Investors, yields are juicy at 5 to 7%, but diversify and crunch numbers. Like Darwin's steady 5.6% climb, Perth suburbs offer breaks worth paddling for, but paddle smart. That's the break for this week's weekly breakout. August's 0.7% climb has Perth riding high, but snag those 5.3 to 5.6% forecast suburbs like Alkimos or Baldivis without overpaying. Think Darwin's prime breaks for that hidden gem vibe. Drop in the comments. Which Perth suburbs your pick for 2025, or are you eyeing Darwin's yields? Smash like, subscribe, and bell that notification so you catch every wave. Catch you next week and have a breakout day.